So I did a whole thing for you guys, a video speaking on just my background, a little bit about me, so you guys just know what the hell I've done or why I have an interest in firearms and fitness and all of that. But it came out to be 10 minutes long, and I just really didn't want to post that long of a video, so here we go. Let me try to shorten it up. So I am a former police officer. I was in law enforcement for about eight and a half years. I originally wanted to go federal, which is why I joined. And then when I was a cop, I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to go federal. And before that, I actually wanted to be in the military. So I almost enlisted twice into the Marines. I didn't, for reasons that I'm not even going to talk about now because I'll make this video super long again. So any specific questions you guys have, make sure to drop them in the comment box below. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I would really appreciate that. And yeah, so I was law enforcement for 8.5 years. I worked out. I loved staying fit. I did it more so for, my job and for survival and all of that stuff and just being healthy. Then I worked the midnight shift forever. I loved that shift. And I came across a fitness magazine. Sorry, my dog's like coughing up stuff right now. That's what you hear. I did I saw a magazine. Are you okay, Gunner? He's good. He's good, guys. And I saw this girl on stage, and it was at the Arnold Classic. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that show, but it's one of the biggest fitness shows in the world. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I always screw up his name, but you know what I'm talking about. And it was just like the bikini, the stage, the lights. It looked amazing, and she was in shape, and to me, it just represented strength and beauty and femininity all at the same time. And I freaking loved it. And I said, I want to do that. I need to do that. Knew nothing about it. And I did. I mean, I kind of danced around the idea. I didn't want to give up going out on weekends and stuff like that. And finally I was like, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm doing this. So I found a coach, actually her coach, the girl that I saw, and she was in Daytona, which was like 4 hours away from me. So I drove up there. Actually, no, what am I talking about? I drove up there a week later. So before that, she was actually in town because there was a show going on here in Fort Lauderdale where I am. And so I met up. She goes, yeah, you'll be ready. I'm like, the show's like next week. She's like, yeah, you'll be good. I'm like, okay. She's like, come up to Daytona, come train. So I went, I trained my ass off, harder than I've ever trained, for a week. And I was like, I'm just going to trust her. And I went on stage, no idea how to pose, no idea what the heck I was doing. And I did it, and it was addicting. I got first place in novice, and I got second place in open, which is pretty damn good for my first show ever. And so I was hooked. And then a couple months later, I was flown out to Germany to represent this company in the biggest fitness expo that I've ever seen in my life. And guys, I've gone to, I couldn't tell you, probably every fitness expo, main fitness expo in the world. And it still remains to be one of the biggest. So it was amazing. From there, I did a couple more amateur shows, and I turned pro my fourth show. I won the overall at Junior Nationals in Chicago, and my career competitively for fitness was pretty much professional. So from there, I did more shows. I won, qualified for the Olympia, Mr. Olympia, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. And yeah, I placed top 6 in the world. I mean, that's just amazing. That was in like months. So my fitness career took off. I was, competing all over the world, doing fitness seminars, personal development, fitness, just wellness all around, posing, all of that, all over the world. So I was traveling a lot. So it came to a point in my career where I had to make a decision. It wasn't fair to my guys that I worked with. I loved them. I loved my squad. And I knew that I wasn't going to retire as a cop going in. I already knew that. So I made the decision to leave. And, it was hard because, God, I loved it. And, there's a whole lot of stuff in there that, again, I'm not going to get into. But, it was sad to leave. But I was doing something that I really loved, and I didn't know when I'd ever have the opportunity to compete and be able to, just connect with so many people all over the world. For how long, right? So I did leave. I mean, when I was working and heating. It was really hard, but I didn't care. You know, I did it. I loved both. So I actually, my days, what that would look like really quickly would be, I started work at 10 p.m. So I'd go in and I got off at 8 a.m. So it was 4 days. 10-hour shifts. I would go into work, take my break at like 3-4 in the morning if I could, do cardio, get off shift. If I didn't have court or something like that, then I'd try to sleep a few hours, get up, go to the gym, train my ass off for some hours, go home, prep my food, and bring it to work and just eat throughout the night. And that's what it was. I mean, it required a lot of discipline, of course. And I just made it work. Make it work. You want something, you work your ass off and you make it work. And I did. So when I left, I really focused on that. I continued to win more shows. I have 15 professional titles, 15 professional wins, 3 Arnold Classic wins, which was amazing. And I've been, top 6 in the Olympia for 7 years, I believe. So yeah, I mean, my first year pro, I missed the Arnold Classic competition title by 1 point. The next year I came in and won it. So that was pretty freaking cool. I've gotten to travel all over. I've won shows in Australia. I've gone to Germany a bunch of times. India, I got to compete in India. That was amazing. That was, wow, what an experience. Prague, I won in Prague. I've competed in Korea. I mean, like I said, it's just brought amazing opportunities. Magazine covers, a bunch of fitness spreads, and just to be able to reach so many people all over the world by doing what I loved was just such an amazing feeling. And so my last competitions were in 2018 after I had my son. So I was pregnant and I was actually defending my title. So I went to Arnold's Classic, Ohio, straight to Hawaii, and then to Australia. I came back. I became pregnant. And I thought I was done. I've won multiple times some of the biggest shows in the world. The New York Pro, the Pittsburgh Pro. All these shows are like mini Olympias, mini Arnolds. And I won them twice. And it got to the point where I was like, all right, well, what's next? I need room for growth. What do I do? Do I continue and just keep trying to win the same shows? Or do I leave and do something, bigger and greater? And so that's what I did. I decided to leave. But not before competing, right after I had my son. So I was back on stage at just shy of 7 months postpartum. And yeah, I qualified. I got my 2 shows, I got second, I believe. And then I qualified for the Olympia. So I was back on the Olympia stage 9 months postpartum, which is amazing. So yeah, and then now I'm the type of person, I love adrenaline. Clearly, I have a son now, so that's toned down a lot, but I need room for challenges. I love challenges. I love working toward things. And so aside from my businesses, I need my mind to be stimulated and fitness or something like that. So I was like, oh my gosh, now I can actually focus on firearms, which I absolutely love. And I found the tactical games, which I had no idea. Oh my gosh, fitness and firearms, like this shit was made for me. So that's how I got inspired to do it. And it is hard, you guys. It is a completely different ballgame in terms of how I was taught to shoot, but also just training for fitness is just completely different. For the fitness that I competed in for 8 years, it was based on the way that you look, not your strength, right? And now switch that around, which I kind of like better in a way, because who doesn't want to be strong, right? So I've been working on that a lot. As far as shooting, so originally I wanted to just jump into a USPSA match. I still haven't. I want to, and I want you guys to follow me through that journey as well. I need to just do it. And then I found, which was teaching me practical shooting and just shooting in a manner that I had never shot before. So that's been challenging in itself, just breaking old habits from the way I was taught to shoot in law enforcement. And yeah, so it's been different, challenging, but different. And I love it. So that's just a little bit about me. I don't want to just make this super, super long. Again, here I am. Oh my gosh, almost 10 minutes. But I like this video better anyway. It's just straight to the point. So love you guys. Any questions you guys have, drop them below. Follow me on Instagram, India Paulino. I see those DMs a lot easier than Facebook. But yeah, love you. And